When we would like to link trees to polygons, there might be two situations, three situations. One situation is I have trees and I have also polygons. So I have polygons at first, and then I'm adding trees, new trees. And I would like to immediately link that information from polygons to trees at the moment when I am creating new trees. Second situation is that I am adding trees. Afterwards, I am creating polygons and building polygons, and I would like still to transfer information from polygons to trees. And third situation is I have already both, and I would like to link information, which is very close to the second situation, of course. So for the first situation, when you are starting your plot, you have your polygons already. You start with mapping. So vegetation classes in this case, you create polygons, and then you start to do mapping of trees. Then the solution is enormously simple, because if you go to settings, you have here also a page which is called attributes, and it says assign polygon attribute as a source to new points, trees, centroids as a target. So I will choose the point layer, which is one here, trees, and source layer is vegetation classes, and I say, okay, I would like to link vegetation class. What I did is that I have in polygonal layer vegetation classes, I have attribute which is called vegetation class, it's lookup-list, and I created exactly the same attribute in trees, vegetation class, with the same lookup-list. So having this, I can go to settings, go to attributes, link vegetation class here, and do this, and say OK, and this is it. So now, if I go to map, let's say, as you can see, I have here five trees, and of course, because they are already there, those 5 trees they don't have any information of vegetation class. But if I am adding now new tree, which will be tree number 6, and if I look to trees, I can already see that it has vegetation class 1. So this is the first option. For the second option, we also Field-Map has a tool in tools. The second option means that I have trees and polygons, and I would like to link them, both existing.
Can you repeat please the first option?
The first option, you go to settings, page is called attributes, and it says assign polygon attributes to new points, trees, centroids. You choose the target layer, which has trees in this case. Here source layer, here is only one polygonal layer, so that's why it's only one, but there could be more. From this source attribute layer, you choose the source attribute, and from the target attribute, which belongs to the layer of trees, you select attribute. In my case, they have same name, but not necessarily. Yeah? You see, they must be same type, of course, and it can be any attribute, not only lookup place. That can be number or whatever. And you just click arrow, and you have here this link visible, and this is it. Then you say OK. Then it's saved, of course, and it's saved forever, unless you cancel it. So even whether you switch off and on, Field-Map doesn't make any influence on that. And then now, if I'm adding new tree, which will be number 7, so I am adding it here. So as you can see, I was added this into vegetation class 2 here. So therefore, I expect that tree number 7 should have attribute vegetation class 2. Vegetation class 1. Yeah. Vegetation class 1. No, it's vegetation class. No, this ID is 2, but this polygon has vegetation class 1. See, so it's I mixed up, of course. But you can also do attribute of polygons to this. So, Lucy, is it clear? It's very simple. So, okay, I would like to have complete data.
But you have to create first the same field in the two layers with the same
Yeah.
name?
Not necessarily same name. Yeah, not necessarily. But it makes sense, of course, to make it same name because it's same information. Yes, you must have an empty attribute there, which will be automatically filled whenever you add. And I was adding this by pen, but it will work exactly the same when you will do measurement. No difference, of course. So this is one situation, as I said, which means that you have prior you are adding your trees, you have your polygons. The second situation that is when you have those at the same time, and you want to add polygons here. So you go to tools, and in tools you have function get attribute values for polygons. If you click to it, you are going to choose from which polygon it will go. In this case, I have only one polygon, so no options. And then again, you link attribute. From which attribute it will go to which attribute. In my case, they are both same name, so you just link it, saying add, and saying OK, and you are prompted. Shall I do this for current plot, or shall I do it for all plots? I will do this for all plots. I say OK, and now if you look to trees, every tree has its own motivation for us. These are simple tools. And third option is, of course, you can do this by scripting. Yes, for scripting we have function which is called find contained points or centroids, and I can also try to show you.
Martin, could you go over this once again? The second option.
Second option. On the page map,
Yeah.
you have tools.
Tools, and then.
In tools you have get attribute values for polygons.
Oh, so there's not even this function. Oh, it's just a function. All right. Sounds good.
You choose source polygon. You link attributes. Say OK. Say all plots. Yeah, I can do that repeatedly. It doesn't have any influence. So
I understand.
OK. So this is another option, and third option, which is just to demonstrate, but sometimes it can be handy. Yeah, for instance, as you know, there are many events in a field map. So one of the events is after polygonization, after create polygons. So you can attach this script, which I will show you, to that event, and that would mean that whenever you recreate polygons, you automatically will link between trees to polygons, because you could change also boundaries. Another event which could be handy would be after move point. But since the trees are not moving, so that we don't need to consider it. But if it would be on point layer, for instance, then we have also event here. And events are, just to demonstrate again, if you go to that script editor, we have on change event, on validate event. These are two most important. But you have also on layer events. And on layer events, if you go to vegetation classes, you have on layer events before build polygons and after build polygons. So to this event, which means here, I would write the script, and this script, which I would write here, will be automatically run every time you build polygons for this layer vegetation classes. This is the principle of events. So this is very important to understand. It's very simple, but it needs adjustment to get into head, I would say. So that means that, and you have many events. You see in the list, these are layer events here. After delete, after edit value, after scroll, which is also very important, after post, before post. So you have many. So this means that these are events. You can, as I mentioned yesterday, you can take it as a roadmap. Let's say where the information is moving, the program is moving, and there are many points. And those many points, at those many points you can stop and make something. And these are events. So if you add new record, so its first event is before append, then after append, then before post and after post. There are 4 events, and also on change event which takes place before. So if you are adding record and changing attribute, there will be 5 events, 6 events. First, before append, after append, on validation script, on change script, before post and after post. So, and you can use any of them, just understanding the sequence. Of course, the on change script and on validate script is the most important because it catches new value and you can use it, you can process it. So you have these events, and then you have trees events, and you have after new point and after move point also you have here, because trees and points is the same. So what I demonstrated in the first case, it could be also built by scripts which will be connected to event after new point. It's similar. Simply the first approach is without scripting, it's just predefined functionality, and the second approach is using scripts. And what I mentioned yesterday, so we are tending now to build not that many built-in functions and just leave on you to build scripts. So okay, let's just try to quickly type the scripts. What we are also relatively frequently using, I must say, is that we create so-called dummy attributes, dummy fields. Because in Field-Map you must have that script somewhere written. Yeah, and it must be connected to some event. The most simple one is on change event. So I created here attribute which I called dummy for vegetation class overlay, for instance. It's an integer number, non-visible, and I'm absolutely not interested in that information. I'm interested only as a place where I will write my script, and that script I can call that with using the perform on change script I showed you yesterday from many places of my program, of my project. So functionality of overlaying, I will now write to this dummy for vegetation class overlay. So I go to editor, and I say this dummy for vegetation class overlay, and we are again interested to do this for all plots. Yes, that's clear. So as yesterday. So I will first create a query to plots. I call this TV plots. It's equal to project, get query result, select ID from plots. This is now I have list of plots. And now I will go through list of plots, open each of them. So TV plots first, while not TV plots and the file to begin, and I'm just preparing the sequence, because if you forget this next, this command next, you will have endless cycle, because it will perform, it will be executed endlessly, and then you must reset Field-Map, because you don't have any other option. So therefore, I usually, when I'm typing, so then I will first type the infrastructure of the cycle, and now only I will type the body of what I would like to do for each of those plots. So again, as yesterday, I must open plot. Yesterday we used functionality open plot, but now it's different, because yesterday I was just working with attributes, and I use this open plot function, which is quickly parsing and going through the tables, but not really opening whole plot with everything with maps and so on. But now I need map. So therefore, I'm using the other function, which is called open plot using data collector. For ID of plots, the parameter is the same. So this function guaranteed to me that my plot is open with everything. Shape files, everything is created and ready to be used. So now what I have is that I have a table of vegetation classes. There are 2 of them. So for each of them, I must take each of those classes, take its polygons and say, find points which lay inside that polygon. So that means that I need to go through the layer vegetation classes. So I am in vegetation class, let's say. And then I have this functionality, I also don't remember exactly. So find contained polygon, contained points and polygons. And I will use it for trees, of course. Yes, it's function of layer of trees. Find contained points and polygons, centroids. And I will search it into layer vegetation classes, and I will use vegetation classes ID. So this is the function, and this function returns list of IDs from layer of trees. So I must have a variable for list. It's an integer list wrapper, so it's a list of IDs. ID is integer. So which should be here. So this is the way how I guarantee that that in this list I have now. So if I look to map, so what will happen? I will take this polygon and search. Having boundary of this polygon, I will search in layer trees for values of IDs of those trees which belongs to that polygon. There are 3 of them. So I have now in this list, I expect to have 3 IDs in this list. So I have to go through this list. So for that I need a cycle and I need some integer for this. So it's for ID to and I will also have, I will call this ID, just a temporary variable, just to make it more clear, let's say. So it's if I'm right, it's this way. No. So I don't remember also the yes, no, it's fine. Simply it's this part. So it will take value on the position I and save it into ID. And ID in this case is ID of my tree, which belongs to the polygon. So now I know the ID. Now I must find the record of that tree, is this ID in the table of trees, and then I can say the vegetation class information to the attribute, and then it's finished. So to find it, I need to go using the locate functionality, which has this syntax. The false and false means that it's not case sensitive because ID is number, so locate. So this function, So this function trees.locate ensures that I am now standing in the record of table of trees with the same proper ID. And now I can change value of vegetation class. So trees, vegetation class, is equal value of vegetation class, this is vegetation class, and then to save the information you must edit, and then you must close. And this is the script which will do everything what was also done before like that.
And that loop there, with the locate loop, you don't need to put an identifier on each and every tree. Like you don't need, you can say trees vegetation class equals vegetation class is vegetation class. And it knows that it's that particular tree every time around.
I don't understand. You mean not to use locate?
No, it's okay with the locate. I was just
Yes. Which row?
we don't have any numbers, but it's in the down.
This is loop
Yeah.
and this is
And then,
condition.
within the if condition.
This.
Yeah, exactly. There where you have your fingers, the long one.
This one.
Yeah. So there you're assigning the information
Yes.
from vegetation classes.
Yes. Yes, from this.
Yeah. To trees, but you don't need to identify.
Vegetation class.
No, the ID.
Because
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
in the vegetation class.
Yeah.
I am scrolling through the table of vegetation
Yeah.
class, so I am in the row of vegetation class, and
Yeah.
for that row I do have all the procedure.
All right.
So this is it. And then if you run it, oh no, you can't run it at this moment because it's a dummy variable. It's a dummy. It's somewhere. So I must also call this. For instance, from the button, I prepare a button, and under this button I will just perform on change script for this dummy variable. So this is it. It's not necessary here. Maybe I am again making it a little bit more complex, but simply it's handy. It's handy to have a shelf where your script's in, and you can call this script from that place. I can also do this script from event for vegetation classes after build polygons. I can also type this here, and that would mean that after I'm running polygonization, the script will be run as well. Of course, there is a little logic to run after polygonization of one plot to run script over all plots. Yes, this might need again some thinking, but technically it is possible. So I have it here now. So and if I go to plot, I have the button here, assign the class to trees, and if I run it, so it's same plot one is selected. It's just a message because I am in one plot and I am with open plot are opening same, but it's not a mistake, and this is it. I don't see it, but let me demonstrate the situation. Let's maybe on the first plot where we need more trees. So I just go trees. I will use this menu, clear attribute values. I will clear vegetation class. So it's empty now. So and if I go to plot, I run script again. So if everything is well. Of course now I switch to the plot number 2. But if I go to the plot number 1 and go to 3 trees, it's there. So this is this script, which has many like 20 lines, and it gives whole functionality for overlaying 2 layers and passing information from polygonal layer to point layer. There are some things, some minor things when you really work with that you must consider, and this one of them is that for instance this list of IDs which I created must be or should be freed from memory after you don't need it. But your program would work as well with this or without that. So simply you can improve it. Yeah, you can fine tuning, do some fine tuning like this one, memory management. You can also add some lock window. You can add progress bar, some information of ongoing processing and so on. But for basic functionality, this is also sufficient. So again, as I said, you have a task to do, you have a list of functionality, you have an idea how to do this, you find functions which can be used, you look to syntax, you use context help here, and you build the sequence, and this is it. Typing error will be shown immediately, and so is it helpful? Just to demonstrate how to slide. I will give you this project as well.
Yes,
Yeah.